All right, what's up, amigos? Give me a second here. Where the fuck? Okay. Lordy Cardboard, what's up, dude? Chartreuse. All right. So we got a couple things I want to do. I've got a bunch of different Metazoo boxes I want to open. I want to definitely get back to exclusively opening Metazoo on a stream instead of like random, random indie TCGs. We're gonna do another Metazoo stream. So I've got a couple different things. I've got a few of these Wilderness eBay boxes. I've got a bunch of Nightfall boxes. I mean, who doesn't love a good Nightfall box? We're getting back close to the fall Halloween season. It's about time for some Nightfall. We've got some Wilderness booster boxes, and I bought these maybe a couple months ago, and I realized that one of the ones that I pulled out of my storage, this one did not have plastic wrap on it, and I didn't notice it until now. So there's no plastic wrap. The seal is broken, and I kind of want to open this first. What the deal is with this? I didn't notice it until after. I mean, see, one is wrapped and one is not, and I just kind of threw it in my closet with the rest of the boxes. So I'm kind of interested to see what's in here. And then I've also got I got more of these graded slabs back today. These are the promo cards that I'm going to be giving away. These ones were from DSG grading. What's up, Rachy, DJ, Alec, and Skaran 82. What's up, dude? So I had some of these CGC slabs. I did a video on these the other day, and I just got these in the mail today, these DSG slabs, which I've never graded with them before, and who knows if I'll ever grade with them again. Let's do this first, because I'll probably give away one of each on this stream, one DSG and one CGC. Is pretty good. CC NSP slabs are a grail. Well, these are the only place you'll be able to get them unless someone wins a given. They end up selling them on eBay or something, but I never plan on selling these. Only giving them away on stream. Now, I did already look at these grades ahead of time, so I know they weren't as good as the CGC grades, which is weird because I picked the best 20 or so cards from the cards that I had, and I just split them directly in half. Sent half of them to CGC and half of them to DSG, and these grades were a lot worse than CGC for some reason. So we got an 8. I honestly don't even know. I don't remember if there was anything higher than an 8 in this submission, but I know when I looked, I was kind of pissed at how low the grades were. 8.5. 8. 7.5. 8. Yeah, dude, I don't even know. I don't think we even got an 8. 8. Yeah, all 8. All 8s and a 7.5 and an 8.5. So pretty low. I made a 10 from CGC either, but most of my slabs from CGC were 8.5 or 9. But yeah, let's give away. We'll do this at the end of the stream, by the way. We'll do an 8 from DSG and a 9 from CGC. And I don't know what the timeline is, but it should be by the end of the month still that we'll have the holographic serialized. Oh, this one's kind of got a chip on the side. We'll have the holographic serialized promo. It looks like this card, but it's hollow stamped, pre-release numerically stamped. That should be by the end of the month. So we'll give away both of these to 2 different people on the stream. So there's those. I do want to start with this wilderness box because I'm kind of curious if these were, I don't know why it wasn't. I'm kind of curious if these were searched or what the deal is with these. The DSG slabs look pretty cool. Maybe they're supposed to be hard to get. You upset someone at DSG, obviously. Awesome. I love the Lolcow game. Lolcow was on Round Table like twice and on a Celax stream. All the Metazoo boxes have really... Have they? Have skyrocketed in prices? I haven't noticed that. What would you do if you pulled a golden ticket? Asked me that question 6 months ago. Well, 7 months ago now. I would say I would keep it. But now, I mean, you can't do anything with it. I mean, it's a secret rare, but it's not worth anything other than being a secret rare. Yeah, native is pretty high. Native is definitely close to 100. Thanks, Douglas. As far as I know, only 2 golden tickets have been pulled, and there's supposed to be 5. Any Metazoo owners? Right now, I've been checking every single day the court case. No updates on who the highest bidder is. There has, at least in the documents in the court history, there's nothing filed that we can see about what that bid was, who the bidder was, anything of that nature. Nothing has been submitted that we can see. What's up, Lyle? Catching cryptids. What's up, dude? For me in Canada land, they are more expensive. Oh, that's probably true. I got 5 boxes on eBay. Should I rip them? 5 boxes of wilderness? Yeah. Rip them. I would say if you enjoy Metazoo and you enjoy opening packs, I wouldn't even bother trying to sell them at this point. I'll just keep them, rip them, or save them to rip them. I mean, $15, $20, $25 right now, I wouldn't bother selling booster boxes, but I'm not even buying anymore. To be honest with you guys, I'm waiting to see what happens with this sale, to see who the highest bidder is, all that stuff, before I buy any more sealed product. I've got a nice little amount of sealed product that I'm sitting on, but I'm not buying anything else. I'm really not buying anything Metazoo. I'm not buying slabs. I'm not buying singles. I'm not buying sealed product. I want to see who buys Metazoo and what they do with that massive volume of product that they're sitting on. They just immediately dump it. Or whatever happens with that, I feel like is definitely due significantly lower than they are at least. So I think that would be my advice if I were going to give any advice, would be just to wait and see what happens, because for all I know, a big company comes in and buys it and just dumps the product for nothing the next day. So why would you buy a box now? Especially when we saw, I mean, the printers sending out those emails, sending me that email trying to sell me product, and then immediately turning around and saying, no, we don't sell product. We've never. But you saw the massive inventory that the printers had. Like, there's a lot of product out there that's not officially on the market. You've got the product that's in the warehouse that's part of the sale. You've got the product at the printer. Who knows if there's product somewhere else? There's all this product just sitting, and I think we should just wait to see what happens with that product. I wouldn't really, unless if there's like a specific card that you're looking for, like a specific single or a specific slab. There are some slabs going for some pretty low prices right now that might not go much lower. I mean, there's a lot of PSA 10s you can buy now for $15, 15 to $20, which is essentially the grading it. But other than that, I would wait. Seems like Wisconsin Nightfall still around 45. I don't think. I think Nightfall's going for like $30, man. Oh, is there a lag? Let me see. Audio is clipping and vid slow down. Let me check it on my monitor. Testing, testing. My screen. My screen. Still copy. Hold on, I'm about to refresh it. I don't know if you guys are thinking it's lagging because I'm not talking. I'm refreshing it right now. I'm trying to refresh the internet connection. I don't know if you guys are thinking it's lagging. All right, it sounds good on my feed here. Seems better now. I'm moving my fingers. I'm watching it back on the monitor, and it looks like it's fine. I'm gonna get Wi-Fi off on my phone too. Sometimes my phone drains the Wi-Fi with the shit that's running in the background. What's worse, the audio or video? $50-50. I don't like the fact that on this open box, it's back-to-back reverse hollows. Video is worse? Audio is fine, video is a slideshow. Weird. I'm watching the... Oh, I see it now. Yeah, the frame rate is like really fucking slow. I see it now. Let's see. Let me check. Because now I do see it. I'm gonna see if there's anything running in the background. I don't see anything. Does anything look better with the hand movement now? Might be the weather we have. Yeah, it is storming right now. That is true. I didn't even think about that. Well, not storming anymore, but it's raining here for sure. Not better? All right, I'll reset the router. Stay tuned. It'll probably black out for a second, but I'm going to reset the router. Just stay on the stream. Usually when I reset the router, it fixes. I just checked everything running in the background, and there's really nothing. Movement, look, is this better, worse? It should be reset now. Let me kick Beans out. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. All right. So better. Let me refresh the chat. And watch the playback here. Good enough. All right, let's get back into it. Wasted enough time. I think we're good. What do you mean by it comes in and out? Okay, there's a full hollow, so maybe these packs are not searched. That's really the main reason that I step in Wilderness is hunting for that secret rare, though. I don't really care about the hollows necessarily. I've got every like 10 times over by now. Well, there's several different secret rares in this, which is what makes it fun, but the print run was so damn high. 100,000 of every SKU is what we were told, at least. But there's the Green Man, which is numbered out of 100. And there's 3 different tickets. I believe there's 5 of each. Gold, silver, and bronze. So you've got a couple different opportunities to pull something very rare from Wilderness. I've never, that's the other reason why I like opening it. I've never pulled any of those. No Green Man, no tickets. I've never pulled anything special. Dana Mastro says, hey, love your channel, homie. Love that you always stuck with Metazoo. If they come back, I'm sure you'll be their #1. God bless us, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Blue Phase Plus says, just started collecting Metazoo. It is interesting seeing the number of people that are just now getting into Metazoo because they heard about it through it dying. Which, if you're into collecting cheap cards, there's no better time than the present, I guess, to get into Metazoo. Certainly more cost effective than it was 2 or 3 years ago. What do you do with your book? I'm still trying to complete the Wilderness set. I used to try to give some of it away. It's so heavy and it's expensive to ship. I've been burning all the bulk for the last maybe 3 years or so. What are the odds of Metazoo coming back? I actually think it depends on how you define coming back. I think the odds that it's going to sell to some, based on everything that I've heard, rumors and facts, I think the odds that it's going to sell to somebody that has the intention of reviving the IP, I think those odds are pretty high at this point. Releasing new sets, I don't know. But again, I mean, some of the numbers that I've heard floating around are pretty high. And it sounds like whoever's looking to buy it is pretty serious. How many sets are there? There's Kickstarter, there's Cryptid Nation First Edition, there's Nightfall, there's Wilderness, there's UFO, there's Cryptid Nation Second Edition, there's Seance, and there's Native. So 8 sets? If you include Kickstarter? Man, there is quite a few reverse hollows in this box, though. I don't know if I said it in the video that I made, but I heard a rumor, so just take it as a rumor. I know that I said that I heard there were separate bids. So I heard there was a bid separately for the IP and then a bid separately for just the physical product, like two different parties interested in each thing individually. I don't know how that panned out because I know they said initially that they weren't accepting offers that separated anything. They wanted an offer, the whole kit and caboodle. But what I heard that I heard the offer for just the physical product was over $500,000, and I heard that the offer for the IP was over $1 million. Two separate offers, which is a lot higher than I thought would be offered. You don't consider Chromie a set? They don't consider Chromie a set. They even said it was like a mini set, special set. They don't consider a core block set from Cryptid Nation. But yeah, we can add Chromie in there. We did get a big bird full haul. Wilderness is definitely those sets where you can have a really shit box or really fire box. I've definitely had some boxes of Wilderness that were mostly reverses. I wish he would too. I miss Argos as well, but I have a feeling the fact that we haven't heard from Argos as long as it's been already, I don't think we're ever going to hear from Argos again on a zoo related topic. I think he just wants to ride off into the sunset. I don't think he wants to be a public figure anymore either. I believe he took the word Argos and anything related to Metazoo off all his social media. I think it's just his name now. Which reminds me, I should probably Jay takes a minimum of 6 boxes. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Escaped alien, quit messing with the Wi-Fi. I'm just reading your comments, Jay. Worry. What takes a minimum of 6 boxes? What's up, dude? Escaped alien in the house. Nick, been busy. I have been busy. This is I'm kind of excited because this is the first weekend in maybe 3 months now that there has not been a bodybuilding competition. So I've got the whole week free. Every single weekend for like the entire summer, there's been a bodybuilding show. And some of them, there was a show on Saturday and then another one on Sunday. Every single weekend, there's been a competition. And this is the first one in a long time where I don't have any work to do this weekend, so I could finally hop on a stream. And I've been doing really good on cutting back on drinking, even though I'm drinking tonight. This is my first time drinking 2.5 weeks. And I'm just drinking a couple seltzers. Do it, bro. Do it, Hashman. Rip you a box of Wilderness to the dome. I know, Rachel, I've been horrible about getting back to you. I know I've been terrible, but yes. Let's see. I know that one of the times that you wanted to meet up to give me that booster box, I ended up being wrong about the competition. I forget which day it was, but I had thought it was a Saturday, and it ended up being the Sunday, or whichever day to meet up, and then I was like, fuck, I can't. So this weekend, I would be able to do it on Sunday. Tomorrow, I'm having one of my friends' birthday is this weekend. He's coming over tomorrow. And then Sunday, I should be free. Uh, Hottie looking tough to beat. Yeah, Hottie's looking. Work just slowed down. No work next week. Nice, bro. Nick, please check out Altered TCG. I've heard of it. I have heard of Altered TCG. I think it was. I'm trying to think of the channel that I used to watch that was talking about it. Should I leave my Chromie's Cryptid Carnival booster box sealed? Nah, bro. Just rip it. Oh, yeah, DJ, I think Damn. You guys know, this is becoming like a notorious thing with me. I'm really bad at getting back to messages. I think that's why so many people tune into the streams, is because I'm actually back to everybody in real time, and I'm only focused on the stream. Oh, nice. Cumberland Dragon. I really do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to opening up. It's called Monster Crown, right? Monster Crown TCG. Actually, you know what? I think I've picked my two winners. DJ and Rachel. Is it Rachel or just Rachie? DJ and Rachel will each get the slabs tonight, because I've been bad about getting back to both of their messages. You guys can, if you want CGC or DSG. Nick says that to girls all the time. I said it first. You want the 9? I got you. And then I guess when I see Racy. Okay, so not Rachy. Okay. Racy. I got you. I keep thinking of Rachy, like Rachel. All right, so see you. I'll trade you this for the Monster Crown booster box. DJ will get back to you and also send me your address. Let's go ahead. Put DJ shipping sleeve. And actually, we'll give away one more DSG tonight, just to keep the people that are watching the stream to the very end. Guys, I know I suck. This pen, DJ, long hair. You wanted the 9, okay. Just so I don't forget who this is going to. But I make it up to you guys. Just send me whichever one we typically message. Any of them is fine. If whichever one, I think I follow you back on the Pokemon one, so I should get a notification. Let me see. DJ. There you are. Oh shit! 3 unread messages. My bad, dude. Yeah, do it on the Pokemon one. I follow you back on there, so it should go straight to my inbox. Any news on the new potential owner of Metazoo? No updates. I've been checking every day. I was telling the chat earlier. There's been nothing. Like the bidding was supposed to end last Tuesday, and there's been no updates. No documents submitted. We don't know who the bidder is, what the bid was. All I can tell you is the rumors that I heard, and this was before the bidding was over. The rumors that I heard was that there was an offer of over $500,000 separately just for the physical product, and that there was another offer for just the IP of over $1 million. So it seems like there's some big money at separate people, by the way, or two separate entities, by the way. I don't remember what I've talked about in my news videos, but there is a fear that it could be Steve Aoki. I've talked to Mike and I've talked to different people, and Steve is kind of the boogeyman. They say that Steve is very litigious. He's got a lot of money. He's very willing and eager to sue if you slander or disparage his name or bring him into any drama or anything. So I've been hesitant to mention Steve in all this. But as you guys saw in the document that came out, Steve was almost a half owner of Metazoo, as you guys know, throughout the majority of Metazoo's existence. And so the fear, and we don't know this, obviously, this is just speculation, conjecture. The fear is that big money that we're seeing or that we're hearing rumors of coming in and making these offers is Steve Aoki potentially just doing it to kill it so that he doesn't have a conflict of interest or competitor with HeroQuest. Obviously, if you guys follow Steve, ever since the Metazoo HeroQuest collab sets, Steve has kind of gone balls deep into just HeroQuest and has had really, that we know of, really nothing to do with Metazoo for the last, I don't know, year, 2 years. So there's kind of this fear that potentially these big numbers that we're seeing, especially the offer just for the IP, that's the reason why I fear that it could be Steve Aoki, is because you would think that a lot of the value of Metazoo is tied to the physical product that already exists. I mean, I've seen what's in the NDA. I've seen the inventory list. I can say generally what you guys already know is there's a lot of physical inventory. There's a lot of product sitting there. I just can't say specifically what it is, but there's a lot. And you would think that a lot of the value of this sale would be tied to that physical product, right? So the fact that there's an offer separately that doesn't include any physical product, or at least we're hearing the rumor that there is, for just the IP of like this massive amount of money, it could be somebody that doesn't want to take a risk on getting outbid. They want to get the IP, don't care about the secondary market. They don't care about the physical product. They don't care about making the investment back. And why would that be unless you just want to take the Metazoo IP, park it, kill it, and then continue on with the other business that you're invested in? Or, you know, it doesn't make much sense why there would be separate offers of these high amounts for the IP and the physical product separately. I mean, realistically, I think to most bidders, the value is closely tied to the physical product, and then continuing the physical product, maybe continuing the roadmap, coming out with War, coming out with Legacy, continuing the TCG, the card game itself. But if you're making an offer on just the IP, there's really only two options, right? If you're making an offer on just the IP, you're either somebody that's only interested in taking Metazoo and the cryptid theme as they're depicted in Metazoo in a completely separate direction that doesn't involve the cards. If you're wanting to start like a video game or, you know, an anime series or a comic book series or something that doesn't need the cards at all, and you don't plan on continuing anything to do with the game, that's one option. Or the other option is you're somebody with endless money that has a conflict of interest and you just want to buy it so no one else buys it and no one else tries to continue it, and you can kill it so it's not a competitor in your space. But again, I don't know that. It's just speculation, just conjecture. But it makes sense to me. HeroQuest sucks without Metazoo, says Escaped Alien. I agree. And if you look at eBay, the most expensive HeroQuest cards still are the Metazoo HeroQuest cards. And again, all speculation, not accuse Steve Aoki of anything, but consider this. Hypothetically, if it was Steve Aoki making $1 million offer on the IP of Metazoo, and he was 49 or whatever the percentage was owner for the past couple years, why couldn't he take that $1 million in the past couple years and just try to bail out, try to save it? Or why wouldn't he do that? So if it is Steve making a bid through a shell company or whatever, I don't think he can. I don't think Steve can make a bid. As far as I understand it, I don't think that Steve can make a bid directly in his name because he was a former owner of Metazoo. But I think, Steve has so many companies and he could just make a shell company. He could just make an LC or whatever and just funnel some money to there and buy it through the shell company, then buy out that company after the fact, whatever. But if he has this endless, like people say, why would he not put it into Metazoo as Metazoo dying and Metazoo had all these issues and debt and supply chain and fulfillment issues, all this stuff? Well, the reason would be he's focused on HeroQuest and he doesn't really care what happens to Metazoo and probably hasn't really cared what happens to Metazoo. And his really only interest would be if he were the one making this bid, killing it. And I think there's a lot more to this story, Steve Aoki, but it's not my story to tell, and I think it'll come out someday. Because obviously, Mike gets a lot of the blame, and deservedly so. I mean, a lot of the decisions and some of the stuff that went wrong, and some of the things that were done, like the banning and all that stuff, and the weird social media interactions that people complain about, like Mike being rude to people or whatever. Yeah, I mean, there were reasons that Mike got criticized and whatever. But if Steve really was almost a half owner of the company for all these years, you got to wonder what the other half of the story is. I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of it was mismanagement by Mike or whatever. But how much of it was this almost half owner, Steve Aoki? I mean, I think there's a whole other side of this story that we haven't even dipped our toes into yet. We haven't even heard. And I think the one thing that I'm still waiting to see that I have not seen in all the documents, all the stuff that's come out, even stuff within the NDA, I have not seen where the money went. I have not seen any plausible explanation. Meta was cranking. They were making a shitload of money for the first 2 years. They were still making good money the third year. In their expenses that I saw, I mean, that's not where the money went. There's no answer to where the money went. We haven't seen payroll. Who was paid what? I mean, for all we know, Steve maybe had some crazy fee that he was paid. What we do know publicly is that Mike put $500,000 of his own money back into the company. There's no record of Steve ever. But we don't know what Mike was paying himself also. He could have, I don't know. That's in an offshore account in Zurich. Another reverse hollow. But yeah, Racy, I'll message you back and we'll figure out a time for Sunday. Ooh, nice. Dragon of Oconto Falls. And I'll give you one of these promos, James, for one of those booster boxes. That seems like a good trade off. I haven't pulled one of these in a while. Is Metazoo Series 0 related to the main sets? You talking about top? It's choppy again, are you serious? The only thing I've got running in the background is this music loop, and I'm about to just turn that off. We'll just talk. I'm going to check the playback here. It does look a little choppy. It doesn't look that bad. Sounds like a power cord is too close to an audio line. All right, we'll try it like this. I really have been noticing lately, I don't know what the deal is, but I typically didn't really have ever any issues with my streams until the last couple of months. In the last couple of months, my internet has seemed slower, and I don't know why. Buzzing sound in the background? Ooh, nice. Now we're getting some good hits. There's an awful. I think I see a little, maybe not, a little bit of hollow bleed up top. I used to have Spectrum too, and Spectrum sucked. And then I've got Sense now. I guess they call it something else now. I'll never get tired of pulling awful. This is probably my favorite character from Wilderness. I don't even know why I'm keeping these up. I probably won't even grade them. If Aoki did buy it just to bury it, he would catch a lot of flack, bad comments his way. Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I don't think Aoki can buy it directly under his name, so we would really never know. He could buy it with a shell company. He could, so what he could do is he could make an LLC, or he could have a company that artists or whatever, and he could buy it with that company. And then as the sale's done, he himself could just buy that company from himself. And we would never know. I mean, I would think we would see publicly the name of the shell company that bought it, but I don't even know if that's required. But I mean, everybody talks about Steve Aoki like he's got 100 different businesses. I mean, he could buy it with any of those. I mean, and even his stake in Metazoo, when that document came out with a breakdown of the ownership, it wasn't in Steve's name. It was in some random LLC, DJ Kid Millionaire, or whatever his LLC was. He didn't even buy it as Steve Aoki. I definitely don't think it's Rudy. Although that would be better than Steve. Yoko B. Loco says, Wilderness was my intro to Metazoo. I got a Rudy bundle and fell in love with the game. Nice. I don't think it's Marvel either. I think their relationship with Marvel in the whatever money they owed Marvel as a creditor was just through whatever situation with New York Comic Con. I think that's all that was. Radioactive Hornets. Skunk Ape. They could make comics and have put movies on Disney Plus to millions. I don't think it's Marvel. I mean, yeah, that's true. Marvel could probably do a lot with it, but I really don't think it's Marvel. He talks shit about Metazoo management. He would be trying to shine a positive light on the game if you were trying to buy it. You're talking about Root, right? You staying off the dating apps, Nick. NNN is around the corner. I haven't been on a dating app since 2022, 2021. What NNN? I mean, I've talked about this before, but I was in a 10-year relationship from 15 to 25. And then I dated a girl from 25 to 28. And so I never had a dating app like all the time that dating apps exist. The first time I ever had one was in 2022, I guess. And that's where I met my two girlfriends ago. If they had made the big hits harder to pull like Pokemon, it would help a lot to sell the boxes. Mike was potentially going to add full arts. Ooh, yeah, that would have been really cool. The community voted no, did they? So it was assumed full arts were coming at some point, probably the next block. Yeah, I miss Mothhawk's videos too. I second that. Snipe is pretty hard to pull. I honestly think, as far as the dating apps go, I think this is the longest I've been single in my entire dating life. I've been very happy just being alone. I think, let's see, I've been single since April? Late April? Or no, single since March. April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, it's 5 months. I don't know why, but I could never pull a full hollow Rose Robinson. I pulled a green man before her and still have yet to pull one. Rose Robinson is a little bit tough to pull. I've pulled a few Rose Robinsons, but I've never pulled a green man, so you're still ahead of me, bro. Thanks, bro. Just made a bunch public again, and we'll do more soon. Just wanted to step away until the smoke clears. I don't blame you, bro. Metazoo, especially lately, it's been news within the death of Metazoo. Metazoo is like an endless well of new drama. I mean, nothing ever goes right with Metazoo. It seems like even the big stories that come out now are still like weird negative ones. Oh, you've got full arts in Monster Crown? That's pretty cool. I don't know why, but I could never pull a full hollow. Oh, I just read that one already. I wish we knew how many of each card were printed. I think we have a rough idea for Cryptid Nation, but I don't think we know. Or no, not Cryptid Nation, Kickstarter. I think, isn't there a number for how many Mothman there are in Kickstarter? I thought I finished my Chromie set, but did you find a unique card in the pink boxes? Yes, there are 3 or 4 unique cards. I think I've got one sitting over here. So this one of them, Kuromi in My Melody, this only comes in the pink box. There is a Kuromi in My Melody in the regular boxes, but it looks, the artwork than this one. There's also a My Melody alternate art. I actually sold it on eBay. I don't think I have it over here. Yeah, I sold it. And there's one other card. Metazoo Marketplace website is back online. Weird. I didn't know it was ever offline. Oh, what's up, Cryptid Keeper? I was watching your Metazoo mail video 2 nights ago. I originally found your videos because you had the best commentary on the whole ongoing Metazoo situation. I put them on the background noise while I was working. That's why I miss other Metazoo videos. Is I like to listen to Metazoo videos on in the background while I'm on eBay or listing stuff on eBay. And now there's just not a whole lot of Metazoo content out there to listen to. So I listen to mostly Metazoo Menace. And Jake G used to make really good Metazoo rants, and he hasn't posted in a while. I used to talk. Now I started watching Cryptid Keeper and his mail videos. I like to just have something on in the background to listen to that keeps me in the meta realm. Do you actually receive anything if you buy official mugs or whatever? I wanted to get stuff for friends. I would not recommend ordering anything off the Metazoo website. What's up, Lawcow? My man. You're Metazoo's #1 scribe. I don't know if that's a compliment. I think I'm the only scribe. But yeah, earlier in the video, I was opening up the, I just got my return back lolcow from DSG. I wasn't super happy with the grades. Our highest grade from DSG was an 8.5. We got mostly 8s. And then I think we even got a 7. Yoko B. Loco says, how would you go about collecting a binder set of Nightfall? Buying cheap boxes and filling the gaps, or just buy singles all the way? Honestly, I would just keep your eyes peeled on eBay. I've seen people that are making binders of different sets, like completed binders of that set, and they've been going for pretty low. I think it was a wilderness binder, a completed wilderness binder, and I think it went for like $35. So I would just watch on eBay, unless you really enjoy the process of complete yourself, or if you just want a complete binder set. I've seen people that are listing them at auction, and they've been going relatively cheap. I can't wait, man. The foil versions are going to go hard. Did you get the, aren't they supposed to send a sample of what it's going to look like? Yeah, you just keep your eyes peeled on eBay. I've seen several different people just making binders with all their loose bulk and cards and selling as completed sets. And they're going pretty low. Like I said, the wilderness, I believe it was wilderness, and I think it went for 30 something dollars. Oh yeah, Creepy Clay Cave is super talented. And I think well, I'm not going to spoil it here, but I think I know what his next clay sculpture is going to be. CN1 box is definitely catching bids now. Is my internet is it lagging again? Yeah, Creepy Clay is mad talented. I'll show you some of what he's done. I showed it on the last. I really like his stuff. Let's see. Creepy. There he is. My favorite one is this Piazza Bird versus Loveland Frogman. But look at let me see the picture. There we go. Look at the detail on that Piazza Bird. I mean, how sick is that? So sick. Giving us a little taste of what war might have looked like. We'll probably have that by Monday. The sales rep was out for a bit that I normally talk to. All the images have been approved, waiting on approval for the stamps. Awesome. Cool. I'm talking to Dark Side Becky into making a Nick and Griftwell puppets. She's hilarious. Who's Dark Side Becky? I gotta look her up. Nick and Griftwell puppets. Dark Side Becky. Let me do an Instagram search here. Dark Side. Oh, puppets like that. Okay. Oh, so she makes puppets specifically for lolcow themed stuff. Yeah, I think when I submit, I'm gonna submit some of the hollows when we get those done. CGC. I think I'm just not gonna grade anymore with DSG, but I need to send in my Griftwell card to get that graded too. If you guys haven't seen these, this is like lolcow's premier card so far, the golden tape. I sent these to CGC too. Got a 10 and a 9. Yo, just got in here. Thank you for the shoot. Oh, Josh. Oh, I was about to say, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't realize it was you. You got them already? Awesome. I guess today is Friday. Will Metazoo get bought out? Should I sell my kidneys to buy booster boxes? Metazoo 100%, I believe, is getting bought. What's going to happen with it? Who knows? My man, I appreciate you, bro. More Nick samples coming to you too. Wife popping out the kiddos. I know. I totally understand, bro. No pressure. It's all good. And I'm happy for you too. I'm glad. I mean, I'm excited for you. But I couldn't even begin to imagine the stress of a newborn kid. No, Josh started back to school this week, and he wanted a new pair of Hey Dudes for back to school. So I got him some Hey Dudes. I sent them to his house from Amazon. Let's do one of these. Let's do one of these eBay boxes. What'd you think about Rudy's grading company PCG? Those labels look nice. I've seen the labels. I do agree that they look nice, but I honestly think there's too many grading companies. I think the grading market right now is oversaturated with acronyms. There's too many. The creator of Hey Dudes drinks at my bar. Really? What's up, Robert Kyle? Hey Nick, made it to the stream just in time. How you doing, man? I wonder what PCG stands for. We don't know what it stands for. I would assume Premier Card Grading. I think this is an extremely underrated product. The eBay Wilderness boxes. I think these box toppers are so nice. I think this was a really cool idea they did. These little 10-pack boost boxes. I mean these are sick. I've never even gotten this one. Nameless token. Is this like a rare one? I've never this one before. These full hollow token cards that come with this are really sick. What's up, Mega Dunspars? I might send that one in. That's the best one. Yeah, I've never pulled that one. I was gonna say it's gotta be good. Let's see. Nameless token on eBay. There's a bunch of non-hollows. Nah, 35 bucks. Not bad. That is a cool looking card. I might send that one off. A nice looking card. Did you see the photos I took tonight? If not, you should look at them. I have not seen them. I'm assuming they were of a football game since it's Friday night. Awesome, DJ. Cool. I'll get this out to you. I might be able to get to you tomorrow if I get up early enough. That a squirrel? I think it's a werewolf. Nick, if you were a horror movie character, who would you be? That's a good question. I'm trying to think what my favorite horror movie is. Um, I love the Conjuring movies, but there's not really a con character. Mm, are the Gremlins considered a horror movie? I really love the Gremlins. I feel like those are really unique horror character monsters. And I like speaking of werewolves, I really like American Werewolf in London. That's a fucking great movie. I would love to be in any Halloween set. Halloween is like my favorite holiday. My first thought was Gremlins. It absolutely is a Christmas movie. I could see that. Cthulhu or Jeepers. Jeepers Creepers is good too. Silver Bullet's the Stephen King one, right? That's the Stephen King werewolf movie. Hey Nick, how is your swag? Says Ram Couture Dank Mall. How is my swag? I don't know how to answer that question. You have American Werewolf in London already. Biff the Werewolf. He's another YouTube affiliate. I gotta think of another one then. What you guys might remember this one, but I can't remember the name. What's the one where they're at like a fair or a carnival and there's like these little monsters? This is a really bad description. Shit. It's like old it's kind of in the theme of Gremlins, but not really. I can't remember the no, not Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They're at like a fair or a carnival or something, and it's like these little monsters. I can't remember. Not Goosebumps, not Trolls, not Mars Attacks. Maybe Critters. It might be Critters. I'll have to look that up. Are there multiple movies of Critters? Like, is there a 1, 2, and 3? Like, whatever I'm thinking of, there's multiple movies of it. I'm giving such a bad description. Let me see if it's Critters. No, I've seen this. This is a good movie, but it's not that. It's similar to this. The puppets are similar to this. Different. Um I think it might be Ghoulies. Yeah, I think it's Ghoulies. I think that's it. Yeah, it might be Ghoulies. Mars Attacks was really good too. I haven't seen that in years. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. It was actually Josh's sister when I dated Megan. I was never a big Halloween person, but Megan loved Halloween, and it was when I dated her and when we got our apartment together that I really started watching a bunch of horror movies and Halloween stuff, and that's when I really kind of did a deep dive into that realm. What's the scariest movie of all time? It depends on where you're at in your life. Like when high school, Paranormal Activity was the scariest movie I'd ever seen. But rewatching Paranormal Activity as an adult, it's not even scary at all. But back when that first Paranormal Activity came out, when I was like 15 or how old I was, that was the scariest thing I'd ever seen. 'Cause I think back then we thought it was real, right? Wasn't it like the first movie of its kind made from that like security camera perspective as if it was real and we didn't know whether it was real or not? Wasn't there something about it they wanted us to think it was like legit? Like a found footage type of thing? But then rewatching it now, knowing that it's not real, not scary at all. Dude, Cojito, I watched Blair Witch recently and it was not as good as I remember it being. I don't think I've ever seen Annabelle, Josh. I don't think I've honestly, I don't think I've ever seen any of the Chucky movies either. You guys, a lot of these movies that you guys are talking about, you guys should rewatch as an adult. I've watched Signs multiple times as an adult. Not scary at all, but I remember back when Signs came out when I was a kid, it was fucking terrifying. My mom let me watch Freddy movies when I was a kid. I remember watching Freddy movies as a kid. Deegan says, I remember watching Paranormal Activity with my friends in middle school. I thought it was real. I was traumatized. Yeah. Nope, it'll ruin it. Ooh, I did like that Escaped Alien. The new Pet Cemetery was creepy. It was good though. I liked it. Pet Cemetery, that's a good one, man. I like The old Pet Cemetery is good too. I haven't seen Silent Hill. Maybe I have to watch that. But I think when we were younger, I don't know how old everybody is in this chat, obviously, but when Paranormal Activity, the first one, came out when I was like a freshman in like 14 or 15. And I believe the rollout for that movie was the insinuation that it was real. Like the found footage thing, it was like the first one ever. And the rollout of that movie was like insinuating that it was a true story, that it was real. So I think when we watched it for the first time at 15 and thought it was real, is what made it so scary. And it was kind of like a groundbreaking thing for that genre. But nowadays you watch it, it's not scary at all. It's crazy how quickly time goes by, because if you think about back then, 15 years ago, almost nobody had home security systems like that. Like now everybody has Ring all over their house. But 15 years ago, like no one had indoor CCTV cameras like they had in Paranormal Activity. Yeah, Josh knows. My house is covered in cameras. That's probably what slows down my internet so much, is all this cameras, but I haven't added any new ones, so I don't know why recently my Wi-Fi has gotten slower, because I've got the same amount of cameras, even though I've got like 25 cameras is a lot. Thoughts on the Scarlet and Violet era of Pokemon so far? Underhyped? I don't think it's underhyped. I think it's I think it's okay. It's a modern Pokemon set, bad. Some of the artwork for the full arts that I've seen is kind of cool. I'm personally, it doesn't really excite me that much. I'm with you there. I don't have any cameras in my bedroom or in my bathrooms. And I still don't walk around my house naked for that same fear. Like, I mean, I would like to trust Ring, but it's a private company. I mean, they can do whatever they want. So you never know. But I still don't walk around my house naked or like do anything crazy in front of where I know there's a camera. But like here in my office, I'm sitting here drinking and there's 3 cameras in my office. I'm gonna hack your cameras to see if you're telling me the truth. Well, that's the other thing too, is like I'm not as afraid of somebody hacking Ring and getting your videos as much as I am Ring being a private company and one day deciding we can do whatever we want with your videos. We'll just sell them to, whatever. Nothing crazy yet, Pokebarn. And I've got I've reshipped out your package, by the way. Kindling Spark. We've been going for 80 minutes already. Josh, are you still in here? How's your first couple days of school, man? Your first couple days of sophomore year. I'm eager to hear about it. And Pokebarn, I actually no, you don't have to apologize. I actually put you in a little extra. You're gonna be getting a slab, not just the raw copies. Your package was the only one that got sent back to me. So when I repacked it, you're getting a slab. But you're still getting 2 copies of the raw promo card because I know there's 2 of you guys. It's so weird how the viewership. I'm looking at the viewership number of the stream and it's like fluctuating really quickly from 80 and then goes like straight back down to like 45. It's weird. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, lolcow. I just want to do something cool and unique that, people like Pokebarn, they've been watching my streams for what, years now? So it's cool to give something back to the people that have been here a long time and the people that I know actually appreciate it. See, look, it's back down to 53. The viewership jumped when you're talking about walking on the house naked. It's weird, like the fluctuation. Well, I think they can scan any pack now with this whole CT scan technology, but I'm not super worried about it. I mean, it certainly is interesting that they're developing a business model around scanning packs. What are they charging? $60 per scan? It only $15 to scan the pack? That might be problematic. If it's only 15, that's probably ooh. When I first heard about this scanning thing, I was hearing $60. Then at first I heard like it would be a couple $100 because it's like such a weird. Escaped Alien says 60 plus to scan. I mean, I guess it is concerning because even if it is $60, any other industry, as they optimize it and they get more customers and they figure out the business model, they can keep lowering that price. And once it be more accessible, it is an issue, but I don't know. No clue if I will work Sunday. I pulled a muscle in my lower back. It's cool if you don't want to. I'll still come get you. I'm actually I'm having a friend. My friend Alex is coming over tomorrow on Saturday, so I'll probably be hungover when I come get you on Sunday. And so we'll stop. I'll bring you with me, Josh. I'll probably go get you. Racy, who's in the chat now, is going to give us a boot box of their TCG. So we're going to meet them in a parking lot in my house. So I'll come pick you up on Sunday, and then I'll probably just them, and then we'll meet them at GameStop and get that booster box. But I'll probably be hungover that day since Alex is coming over. So yeah, you don't have to work if you don't want to. So you guys might know better than me with this whole scanning thing. Can they only scan a pack, or can they take a box and scan the whole, like scan every pack in the booster box? I'm guessing they probably are going to tier their prices. Probably a price per pack and then a price per box, right? Ooh, nice. Ending on an awful. Love it. So they're talking about boxes. The price that you're talking about, $15, is for a whole booster box? Maybe that is concerning. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe with really like vintage stuff, it's concerning. But like modern stuff, just go buy it from like a reputable store. Go buy it at a big box. If anything, though, I wonder if there's a chance that it could completely phase out the flippers because if it like there might be a little bit of a period where it works and where people are selling scanned boxes with guaranteed hits and then people are selling, shitty boxes that don't have good hits. Maybe that might exist for a while, but people just start to gravitate away from buying booster boxes from flippers and sketchy sources and just buy it directly from distributors or buy it directly from, reputable stores that aren't going to do that. Who knows? Especially, I mean, with Metazoo, before Metazoo closed, I was buying Metazoo directly from the distributor anyway. And with Pokemon, I only buy Pokemon anymore directly. If I see something cool at like Walmart or Target or Meijer or whatever, if I see a cool pick there, I'll buy it directly from the store. I don't do a whole lot of Pokemon modern buying online. So I guess if you were buying, it probably mostly applies to vintage stuff that is no longer being printed. I gotta pee really quickly, guys. You gotta bear with me. I'd say an hour and a half is long for me, and I'm on my third. Give me a second. I'll BRB. I am really enjoying this hangout, though. I must say. Come here. Come here. What are you doing? All right. Choke the chicken. What are we talking about here? What the fuck is a is a White Claw Surge? They're double the alcohol, so these are 8% instead of 3 or 4 or whatever they are. Would there be anything I could work on if I can, so I don't saving money? If not, that's all right because you're hungover. I'm not bothered on the bet. We can figure something out. I actually did. I can just give you. I can give you like $25 because your other Charizard, which originally sold for $12 and the buyer didn't pay, I relisted it and sold it, and it sold for 22 or something. I can still give you $25. I'm trying to think of something you could do inside the house instead of yard work, but I don't know. I wanted to break things up a little bit and open these. I got a bunch of stuff from Nostalgics that I'll open on one of the indie TCG streams. They sent me a bunch of booster boxes and stuff, but they also sent me these, which looked really interesting. These secret shards things. So 1 in 25 packs contain a Shattered Nexus Rare Lucky Frog Merchant or a Shattered Nexus Rare Nikira. 4 in 25 packs contain a custom hero blank card. So these looked pretty interesting to me, and I wanted to open up one of these and see what's in them. Is Megan going to be there Sunday for me to give a check to her? So this is, again, Nostalgics TCG. So shout out to them. They sent me a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to open that on a different stream, but I really wanted to open these. So this is cool. That's kind of a cool mechanism there. I like that. See, I like some things that I've noticed with opening up these different indie TCGs, like these different little design incorporations that they made to their product. This is cool how you open this. As you open it, it pops out cards. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. That's cool. Okay, this is open. I have no idea what we're looking for here. But like one of the things that I really liked about it's a big old, is that a thumbprint on there? That's not mine. Vix of the Six, Scarepin, Abducta, Destructa, One Trick Pony, Sealcasta, Gametron, Unlucky Frog, and this blank card. Didn't it say the blank card was a hit? Interesting. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Nostalgics TCG. I don't know if anything that we pulled was a hit here. I know the frog is like kind of their mascot. Let me see. Damn, I threw away the wrapper. That said the stats on this one. Shit. I'm going to sleeve up the frog anyway. Although I feel like this might have been the hit. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what, this is like a special type of pack. It's not, they're all supposed to be promos, I believe. But I don't really see a difference in the hollow patterns on any of these. This one, 1 in 25, we're looking for Nexus Rare Nikira. I know on the back of this one it said the Unlucky Frog was one of the, I don't know if that's a Nexus Rare or what. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I've got a few booster boxes of this that will open up. I'm trying to wait until I get the Nom Nom booster boxes that I ordered from their Kickstarter, but they still haven't shipped yet. So I want to do the next indie TCG stream. I want to have the Nom Nom boxes to open, but they haven't come yet. And I've still got more Alestrals. I've got more Chronicles of Arcane. I've got more Otherverse. Probably by the time we have our Hollow Lawcal promos, I'll have Nom Nom boxes, because it seems like they're taking quite a while to ship those. I believe when I originally participated in the Kickstarter, they said they would ship out in July, and now we're halfway through October. Or, I'm sorry, August. Detective Mako. Baby Card Dragon. Jumbo Card Dragon. BB. Toxolotl. That's actually cute. I like that. Mushriff Mage. Magna Fox. And then another one of these blank cards. Again, I have no idea what of this was a hit. Are they ever coming? Who knows? It's lagging for you too, Joe? That's what they were saying earlier. I don't know. I really don't know why. I'll have to try to do some troubleshooting before the next game. I would think the biggest thing that's running in the background would probably be the ring system of all the cameras and stuff. The next time I stream, I could like disable most of them except for like the important ones, like the front door, or the backyard, or just like the perimeter of the house. I don't know. I'll see if I could disable like most of the ring stuff and see if that changes it. I would assume that's the biggest drain on my Wi-Fi, because nothing else is running. There's no TVs are on, nothing is streaming. I turned the Wi-Fi off on my phone. There's nothing else eating up the internet but the ring. Oh, Josh texted me. Oh, that's a good picture. Maybe when you come over, I'll pay you to take pictures of. Yeah, bring your camera when you come over. I'll pay you to take pictures of me, beans, and cheddar. I don't have a picture, and it'll be probably a something that requires patience, because I don't have a picture of me, beans, and cheddar all in the same picture. I'll pay you to take a family photo for me. Also, I just found out I need to buy a new SIM card. It's not called a SIM card, it's an SD card. I probably have one here. Can you change it to record to a video file without the internet while you stream? Let me see. I can look at it right now. And I'll fuck with it next time. Let's do another eBay box. I have 300 or so photos left, but sounds good. Yeah, we should do that. I don't have any pictures of all three, me, beans, and cheddar, because cheddar, he's really hard to get to. He's a cat. He's hard to get to pose for a picture. But I've got like 1,000 pictures of me and beans. No family photos. Nick, you should collab in a video with my friend Soft Max Plus. What do they do? Also, what's the status of the Metazoo buy? Unfortunately, there's no updates on the Metazoo buy. We just know that the bidding is over, but we don't know what the highest bid was or who the bidder was. I'll try to fix it the next time I do a stream, because last stream people were saying it was lagging and it was choppy too. So something is going on, and I'll have to figure it out. And this is the worst token that you can get, the tentacle token. I'll look him up on Instagram. Soft Max Plus. Oh, my friend follows him. This dude? Sorry, my screen is so dirty. My friend Jamie follows him.
Oh, just every year I make an anarchy pie in honor of how much I hate the government. This is a strawberry kiwi pie with a graham cracker and butter crumb crust.
And it's got like A for anarchy in it.
Yeah, I'd love to give you a bite if you want one.
You got a
Right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen him before. I'll have to check it out. Logan Paul, I believe that is... Oh, shit. I don't know what just fell. Logan Paul, I believe, Chris. Did I just knock one of the promo cards on the floor? Oh, you filmed that one with him? Down in Northside, okay. Green Clawed Monster. eBay edition. Chris, you'll have to remind me to save a promo for you. I don't want to give them all away before you come over. Also, I am into Miami University too, but I have to go have a good night. What do you mean you're in? You got accepted there for college already? Congratulations, that's great. Dude, I think that's where I got them. I think I did get these off Temu. I've got a bunch of pairs that are the exact same. Katie, I never had much interest in the Genesis cards. They're like an NFT, and they're serialized, and there wasn't very many of them, but I don't have it. I was never really interested in them, never participated. I don't know what the serial number is. I think they're low. I think there's some Genesis cards that are out of like 16 or something. I don't know too much about them, to be honest. Yeah, it was like an NFT thing. You had to buy, if you bought the NFT card. But yeah, there's some where there's like there's hundreds. There has to be less than 1,000 of each full hollow for the eBay. Oh, well, there's some Genesis ones that were numbered out of 100, right? But there's some that are lower. I don't really know how the structure works. Yeah, I'm sure the eBay run was pretty low. And you can still get one of these eBay boxes for like less than $30. You could probably go right now on eBay and get one for 25, 28. And this is kind of the fatal flaw of Metazoo, is that like when they were still alive, when they were still around, they did a really good job of catering to collectors and constantly coming out with like different levels of rarity and like all these little, serialized cards and all these different promotions and all these different collabs and like stuff like these Genesis cards. But now that Metazoo's dead, it seems like there's almost too much minutia. There's like too many different levels of rarity. There's too many offshoots. There's too many serialized cards. There's too many, like, Metazoo, the fan base has fallen off so much now that Metazoo's dead. Like, the rarity that these cards had when it was alive, there's not even enough people still paying attention that understand, like what you said, you don't even know the story with the Genesis card. Like, the rarity doesn't really matter now because there's not people even around to buy them or to bid against each other to buy them that even know what's rare and what's not. I own a handful of Force of Will cards just because my favorite artist illustrated them. Who's your favorite artist? What's up, Audio? Do we seek Metazoo so much because we missed when Pokemon first came out? That's a good point. Yeah, that Tops is a great example of that. Tops was really fun to open when Metazoo was alive, and you were constantly, it didn't even matter what serialized card you got. If you got a numbered out of 99, Hide Behind or Gumbaroo, or you were still excited because it was a serialized hit, but they're like valueless. I mean, now you'd be lucky to get $5 for most serialized cards from the top set that were not like a major hit, like a Mothman or a Frogman or, something big. Funkle Slumpkin. Who do you think will snag the company? I'm hoping it's not Steve Aoki. The man with the best Metazoo shorts on the planet. I've never seen his shorts. We don't know who's buying the company, and I've never hung out with Mike. Psycho Takaki. She was the mangaka for Vampire Hunter. She also was the monster and logo designer for my favorite game series, Telefang, and we got her to design it. Oh, cool. Awesome. So there's going to be a Monster Crown video game. That's pretty cool. Mike's been living at Nick's house ever since the bankruptcy, actually. See, and like the viewership is weird too. Like it just like 20 to 45. It's like weird fluctuations. Another green clawed monster. Let me see. What's the last time that I talked to Mike? Without, let's see. The last time I talked to Mike, this isn't going to show his number, but where is it? August 2nd. That's the last he told me. So I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks now. You should hit Mike with it, you up. He's probably watching. He said he watched my my last stream. Let's see, I'll text him. Audio, thanks, man. I appreciate that. He says, cheers. I miss peak COVID Metazoo opening live streams. Thank you for the $2, bro. I'm not gonna put the winky face. I bet he gets back to me. The little winky face is too much though. Ooh, nice. I love getting the eBay awful. Like I said, awful's my favorite card in this set. Nice. Bro. I'm gonna do this for you guys. Oh shit. I hate when people do that to me when I have my notifications silenced and they make it they make it notify me anyway. Oh, that shit pisses me off. Oh, he's about to be pissed. What time? Oh, it's not that late. It's only midnight. No, Mike is actually, for everything that he's done wrong and all his shortcomings, my relationship with Mike has been incredibly positive post death of Metazoo. An okay guy. And that phone call, that last time that I talked to Mike on August 2nd, that call, we talked for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, we talked for a really long time. Just about not even Metazoo. I mean, he's like, I mean, we got to remember, it's easy to associate Mike with Metazoo and just say, okay, here's this failed brand, here's this failed company. That's Mike. That's what Mike is. And I mean, I don't want to say too much about what we talked about, but he's a human being outside of Metazoo. And I think one thing that he said that really stuck with me was he's like, I don't want to be 50 years old, 60 years old, sitting around the dinner table with my whole family on a holiday, and like the younger asking him, so, why did Metazoo fail? Like he doesn't want that to be his legacy. He just had this failure brand, and that's just his identity for the rest of his life. And I think we had a good conversation about like him as a person, how he feels about this whole thing. And I don't know, I see him different now. Because before I started talking to him, I viewed him that way. Mike and Metazoo were the same thing to me. He was the creator. He was calling all the shots. Mike was Metazoo whenever I talked about Metazoo. Anything that went wrong, Metazoo was Mike. And I think we had a really good conversation about Mike, the person. I don't want to say too much about it, but I think he's an okay dude. I think one thing that I think people should think about is like people 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 can have redemption arcs and learn from their mistakes, and I hope that Maya does that. I hope that Metazoo failing and him being the reason for it is not his legacy. I hope that Mike goes on, because one of the things that he said was he's like, it's hard to reconcile with the possibility that Metazoo might be the best creative spark that I have in my life, and it failed miserably. Because I think he kind of failed himself as a creative person, like an artistic, creative guy. And he likes, coming up with ideas or whatever. And he said it's hard for him to reconcile that maybe Metazoo was his best idea ever. It was like, oh, this really cool creative idea that failed miserably. And it's hard for him to think about that being his legacy. It was like he had this one really good idea that went really big and just failed terribly. And that's the hardest thing for him, is like, maybe that's the only good idea that I have that's going to be lightning in a bottle creatively. I don't know. It was a good conversation. I think Mike's a good dude. He just made some bad decisions. And we all have. Can we still shit on Andy? Absolutely. And I will say again, I think a very important piece to this is the Steve Aoki thing. I mean, I don't want to say too much about it because I've other sides of the Steve Aoki story. And I feel like Steve, from what I've heard, play a major role in the downfall of Metazoo. But it's not my story to tell. And I hope one day Mike does like a tell-all, like an expose of everything that happened, what went wrong, what exactly was Mike's part in it, what was Steve's part, whatever. Because there's a lot more to the story. But at the end of the day, I still have a soft spot for Mike, because I think about it like 3 or 4 years, however long Metazoo lasted. It was really fun while it lasted. It was a big part of my life while it lasted. And 3 years, in the grand scheme of things, is kind of a long time. I mean, I'm 31. That's 10% of my life I spent opening Metazoo and just being completely obsessed and loving it. It was a pretty substantial part of my life, and I made some good memories. I made some good friends. I met a lot of you guys. Not even if I haven't met you, really cool people. So to that extent, I mean, his idea did create something good, even if it failed. It was a fun 3 years. Let's see. No response. He's probably asleep. Chris, why don't you? I guess is your main account still blocked? Is that why you're commenting as Logan Paul? All right, that's what I like to see. Starting off a wilderness box with a full hollow is good. Escaped Alien says, nah, I mean, the reality is Mike deserves a lot of credit for what he made. It's true, it was an amazing idea and had the possibility of being endless. Veteran says he started collecting Pokemon again. I'm excited. Cool. I mean, it's such a complicated situation with Mike, because Mike definitely deserved a lot of the blame and a lot of the flack and everything. Most of what Mike got, he did deserve. I mean, there were a lot of bad decisions made. We still don't know how the money was spent, where the money went. Was that Mike? Was that Steve? We don't even know. A lot of bad decisions were made for sure. But at the end of the day, looking at this in retrospect, the idea was great. I mean, the whole cryptid theme, the artwork, the cohesiveness of the whole Metazoo idea was great. And that was all Mike. This was all just Mike's idea. So at the end of the day, he deserves a lot of blame, yeah. But he did have a great idea. You got to give that to the guy. It was a great idea. And so from my conversation with Mike, I see him more as just Mike and not Metazoo Mike. That's kind of been the big takeaway that I've had from this whole post Metazoo death thing. Is I've had a lot of conversations with Mike, and I see him more as just Mike, the guy. I mean, we're like the same age. He's just a dude. He's just a guy, idea, and tried his best, and he failed. But he tried his best, and for 3 or 4 years, he had a really good run. And I think if we're being really honest with ourselves, if any of us, me or you or anybody in this chat or anybody watching, if we had an idea for a TCG, and some of you have, there's some people in this chat that have created a TCG. The reality is, Mike took it further with Metazoo and his idea than most of us or any of us have or could. I mean, there's a lot of great, LawCal is great. I haven't seen Monster Crown. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm sure it's great. There's a lot of people making indie TCGs right now, but Mike did it better and on a bigger than any of us have. I mean, he did take it about as far as he could. So to that extent, I think he deserves some credit. He had a great idea and he took it pretty far. And I think if he does, I think he wants to do a tell-all, and I think he wants to talk about this stuff, and I think he would say the same thing. I mean, has Mike been an asshole to people that supported and bought Metazoo? Absolutely. Did Mike's interactions with everybody go positively? No. I mean, I think he was the first to admit, he jumped the gun and didn't like the negative feedback that they were getting even early on. The banning, the blocking, the weird, Discord comments and the social media interactions. Did Mike handle it perfectly? No. But some of the conversations we've had is like, this thing went from 0 to 100 real quick. I mean, you guys know how fast Metazoo blew up. And I don't think Mike was ready for that level of attention. And then what became that level of criticism. And then what became that level of scrutiny. And what became that level of blame directly on him. So I think it was like a learning curve for him. I think he had the great idea. He launched it. It went well in the beginning. And then these shortcomings, and I don't think he was equipped to handle like the negative feedback and the criticism. And I think that was like the beginning of the downfall of his interaction with the fans. But aside from that, talking to Mike separate from Meta, I think he's a good guy. But aside from that, there's still things that I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where the money went. Was it something that Mike did? We're talking about tens of millions of dollars a year. And like what, $50 million plus for the overall span of Metazoo? We don't know where that money went. Was it something that Mike did? Was it a payroll thing? What was Mike paying himself? What was Steve getting paid? We don't know who spent that money. It could have been Mike, but all we do know is that Mike is the only one from that entire list of owners of Metazoo, people that had a percentage ownership stake in Metazoo. The only thing on paper that we do know is Mike is the only one out of all of them that put any money back into the company, and he put $500,000 back in. But again, I don't know what he spent of that money that was earned. I think, their margins were pretty good. The cost of product, the cost of printing versus the money they were bringing in, selling it, was pretty solid. I would actually be interested in having a curated Q&A where troll comments are taken out. I think that's a good idea too. I mean, me and Mike talked about him doing this tell-all on my channel, but I think his concern, I don't want to talk too much about it. He doesn't want me to get in trouble for anything, so I don't know how he's going to put it out, but I think he will do it. Consider. And I think the other thing that I will say is one of the really productive conversations that I had with Mike. And I don't want to be the guy that just says everything that I talked about on a private phone call with Mike. So I'm not going to put all his business out there because we had some really good conversations. But one of the things that I think you guys would appreciate is we did have a conversation about like the people that pre-ordered product that never got it and they're owed money. And we talked like, a lot of these people just loved Metazoo so much. It was their hobby, it was their passion, it was their pastime. And some that are owed pre-orders, he admitted, he's like, I understand why they hate me. It's like some of these people, maybe that was the only disposable income they had for that month or for that week or whatever. And they spent it on a pre-order of my product, of my idea. And I didn't deliver that to them. And he was like telling me, like, I understand why people hate me. I understand why people are mad. Like, I fucked up. I didn't deliver. And I feel like people think that Mike is like this sociopath that doesn't get it and just ran away with the money. And I don't think that's the case. I think Mike deeply understands what he did wrong. And I think he feels that people were very passionate about his brand and his idea. And he understands like some of those pre-orders, yeah, maybe it was some people that were flippers or people that had a lot of money or whatever. But a lot of those people that had outstanding pre-orders were people that maybe spent their only like fun money for that month. Maybe they saved all month to be able to pre-order Legacy or pre-order whatever, and he didn't deliver on that, and he understands that, and he feels bad about that. I just think there's more to Mike than just like the whipping boy of of Metazoo. And I also think there's other people to blame that haven't gotten any of the blame publicly. And I think that's part of the problem. I will. I mean, we've talked about it. We'll see what happens. I mean, Mike, I wish Mike would come on and have some of the conversations that we've had on the phone. I wish that he would come on and have that conversation in like an interview format to post on the channel because he's like a different guy. Like the perception of Mike publicly versus Mike, like talking to you as Mike, is two different things. Pokebarn says, I would regulate the F out of that Q&A. No trolls allowed. I'm doing better now, but definitely lost some of my fun money at the time, but I understand it. I'm not bought over about it. Dude, it absolutely. I mean, even I think I make extremely good income. I'm definitely feeling what's going on with the economy and like inflation and the cost of goods. Dude, my bank account now is lower than it's ever been. I'm feeling it too. I mean, everybody is feeling what's going on. I mean, literally, like I said, I make pretty good money in main channel. I would say my bank account right now is lower than it was 6 years ago, and I made the same money 6 years ago. I gotta pee again though. I'll be right back. that's what fell. Really decent peace train. That DoorDash definitely cutting into my bottom line. But yeah, I mean, I'm just one dude. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids, and I'm definitely noticing just the cost of everything is crazy. Just for one person. I mean, I definitely have more house than I need for one person, so that's part of it. But the cost of everything is crazy, man. I mean, this inflation is no joke. How do I get me one of them Nick cards? So let me see. Someone made a comment about your Metazoo shorts. If I like your Metazoo shorts, you'll get the remaining. So one of these is going to Racy. So let me set that one aside, and then this one will be the remaining one. So cool, Slumpkin. If I like your shorts, you'll be the winner of one of these slabs. You just got to message me your information. Funkle. I'm trying to make sure I spell this right. Slumpkin. Metazoo push-up challenge. Let me sub to you. Let's see what we got.
Right, here we go. Metazoo push-up challenge 2024. You know what? Nah.
All right. You get slab. You got it, brother. All right. If you just message me on my Nick Strength and Pokemon IG, you got a slab. Funkle Slumpkin. Fuck yeah, brother. Oh, actually, I do have a Twitter. I just made one. Let me see. I don't even know. Let's see. If you don't have Instagram, I do have a Twitter. I just don't know the handle. Let me pull it up for you. I just made one specifically for this channel. This is the handle. Nick Strength 23. Oh, I made it in January. I got 28 followers. I never tweeted, but if you need to be on there, message me, but I just need your address. That's where Nick posts all his political commentary. No political commentary from me. I'm not even, well, obviously, I think the golden rule on YouTube is just to not, just don't, just don't spout your political views, but I'm actually not registered to vote. So I wouldn't spout my views anyway. If you don't vote, I don't think you get to have an opinion, so I don't share mine. Boy Varnes, Nick, did a card winner get chosen from the last YouTube video? I don't know. The answer is no. I still have to do that, but might be the phone screen I've ever seen. I don't know why it looks so bad. I really don't. I don't know if it's this light right here. I don't know why it looks so bad. How do you register? I never registered. When I was in high school, they tried to. So when I was a senior in high school, when you're turning 18, they had a booth to sign you up for the selective service and to register to vote, and they were explaining at that booth, like, yeah, you could be drafted into the military, sign up for this, whatever. You could get jury duty, all the whatever the stuff was. And I was like, well, that sounds like a bad deal. So I'm just not gonna do this. So I just never registered. Like the first two things they said, I was like, so what does it mean if I sign whatever it was? They're like, well, you could be drafted for the military, or you could be summoned for jury duty, and then you're able to vote. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a bad deal. I'm not gonna do that. No, it's not illegal. 100% it's not illegal. You definitely have the option. King Pokemon, what's up, Gary? I don't know who's in there now, but whoever it is, they suck. I'll vote the other way. Well, yeah, fact check me. Look up if you have to register to vote. If you never register to vote or sign up for selective service, you can never be drafted and never get jury duty. And I never did it. I mean, I'm 31 now, so I've lived 13 years without doing it, and no one's ever said shit to me, so I think I'm good. Pokemon says you do not have to register. So there you go. If you don't register to vote, you can never be drafted, and you'll never get summoned for... I never did... Yeah, check on the selective service, because I never did that. And check about in the past, like 10... Because I think recently, under Biden, they changed the selective service laws. It might be mandatory now, but it wasn't before. I mean, if it's mandatory, do it. I just never done it. I'm not in the selective service. Gary, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the current state of Metazoo. Who do you think the buyer is? What do you think is going to happen? Are you the buyer? Did you make a bid? I actually am curious, Gary. Did you make a bid on Metazoo? Riddle says, so I fact checked you. They're different things. So are either of them mandatory, or are they mandatory now? And were they mandatory in 2011 when I turned 18? Shim Shack Collectibles. Yeah, that's how they explained it to me when I was in high school, when they were trying to get me to register for whether it was selective service. I think it was both. Selective service is mandatory for all men age 18. Well, I'm not in it. I feel like there's more to it than that, though. No, I don't think that's the case. I think now, you guys got to fact check me. I think that recently when you turn 18, you have to register. But I don't think it was that way. I didn't even know there was a buyer. I spent the afternoon with Steve and it never came up. There's a lot of speculation that Steve might be one of the buyers. No, I'm telling you guys, I know that something changed recently with selective service, but when I was in high school, when you're about to turn 18, they had like a booth where they had to talk with you and they explained like the way that the draft works is they start with 18, like they work in reverse. They draft people that are younger and able-bodied first and then work their way up older ages. And I was like, I don't like the sound of the register. And that would have been selective service. But Nick Merck's fan 1276 says, "Hey brother, just curious. Have you ever shit your pants? And if so, how did you handle it?" That's a great question. Have I ever shit my pants? Like as an adult? I'm trying to think of a time that I the only time that I can think of that I shit myself, I wouldn't count this as shit pants, but maybe I was wearing pants, was St. Patrick's Day. I guess it would have been 2016. So damn, 8 years ago. So that was like the fucked up I ever got was that night, St. Patrick's Day. I was still living with my parents back then. And I got super fucked up. I was out with my friends, bar hopping, drinking, came back home, went to bed at my parents' house, and I like diarrheaed all over the bed and puked all over the bed. That's the only time I can think of as an adult. Your Twitter doesn't accept DMs. Let me see. Maybe if I follow you back. Rachel, Warren, and Funkle all followed me in the last couple minutes. I just followed y'all back. Try it again. Nick went full throttle. Bro had a dream he was riding a Harley. No, it was one of those nights, dude. I don't ever drink heavy, like on St. Patrick's Day we were drinking like Guinness and like those heavy dark like beer. I never drink beer like that. That's really heavy and dark and thick like that. And so all night we were drinking like Jaeger bombs and Irish Carb, all that type of shit. Like Guinness with a shot of what's the shot you put in Guinness? Why can't I think of it? It was like Guinness with a shot of whiskey in it, and we were drinking that all night. And I woke up when I came home. I went to bed. I woke up in the middle of the night. I started, and it was like one of those. It was one of those nights where it was coming out of both ends. When I started puking, I started like shitting. I shit all over the bed, and I would have been like 23 at the time. Actually, there was another time more recently. There was another time. Oh, okay. So the DM went through. Let me open another pack before I get into this fucking story. Gary likes Chronicles of Arcane. I do too. Imagine tuning into the stream right now. All right, we got a reverse hollow, so I got to tell the story. So the other time that just came to my mind was 2022, so just 2 years ago. It was when I first started dating Christina. There was a night where it was probably the first night that I went out with Christina, and I met her off Tinder. And there was a night where I went out with her on a double date with her and my friend Tim and his wife. And we went to a Mexican restaurant and we drank like endless margaritas. We got super drunk. We had to Uber home. I got home. It was one of those deals where I was so drunk. I knew I had to puke. I went into the bathroom and I kneeled in front of the toilet, cause like I'm kneeling with my face in the toilet, and I was puking into the toilet. And I was puking so hard, and I was like so fucked up that the force of me puking, kneeling in front of the toilet, I started to shit myself as I was puking. That was the last time I did it, and I shit all over the floor. So yeah, imagine tuning into the stream right now. Laura says, what have I walked into? Riddle says, who hasn't shit? Am I the only one? Has no one been that drunk? Like when you're puking like as hard as you've ever puked, and you've got the spins and you can't see straight, and you're puking with such force that you owe shit. You've never done that. Anybody over the age of 25, I don't believe that. If you're about 30, you've had that experience. Or even if you're not drunk, even if you're just puking, Laura, you've definitely shit yourself. I puked so hard once, I hit my head on the toilet and knocked myself out. Fuck off, I have not. I mean, the original question that started this conversation was, when was the last time you shit yourself? And I can only think of 2 times, and they were both from puking when I'm drunk. I feel like 2 times as an adult is not that bad. I mean, themselves. Except for Riddle, he says, I've never shit my pants, but I've greased my cheeks on greedy farts. Shimshak Collectible says, when I got drunk in my 20s, it was definitely one or the other, brother. Laura says this convo is whack. Y'all need Jesus. Gary King Pokemon says, I haven't had a drink since July 4th, 1969. Wow. 55 years ago. Or wait, my math is way bad on that. Was that 55? Yeah, 55 years ago. All I can say is I appreciate the honesty. I feel like for sure more people have shit themselves and aren't admitting it. I would if I had. I mean, I've never shit myself in I've never shit myself in public, but I've definitely had too much to drink and then came home and realized it. And because that's the thing, is like, if you're puking into the toilet and you're also so drunk that you're about to shit yourself, only one hole is going to make it into the toilet. Like, if you're already puking into the toilet and you're so drunk that you've got to shit, and both are going to happen at the same time, you got to pick one. And I picked puke. It's like how UFC fighters shit themselves, the pressure. Squat backwards on the toilet and puke into the puke into the tank, shit into the bowl. I appreciate that, Gary. Hope to talk to you soon. If I get any Metazoo updates, I'll post it here on Nick's channel. I appreciate that, Gary. I think we're all dying to know what the future holds. I've been checking the case every single day on the court website, and there's been no updates about the buyer, no updates about the bids, nothing to really about, but something is clearly happening. Laura, you never sent me your address. I got to send you one of the promos. And now, because you've waited so long, you get to get a graded one. I'll give you a 9. Originally, you were going to get a raw copy, but now we've got them graded. Cryptid Keeper, are you going to Mothman Festival in September? I'll be there. And Gary will be there too. Or no, he's answering Escaped Alien. If Metazoo returns, will you also come back? Gary won't be at Mothman Festival. I'll be there. Me and Chris will be there. Which hotel are you staying at, bro? Unfortunately, we waited too long. Last year, we booked a really sick Airbnb that was like 30 minutes away, and nothing left. There's no Airbnbs, there's no hotels, so we're just going to drive from my house and just go for a day. Because last year, I booked it like 6 months in advance, and this year, we waited till like a couple months before, and there's nothing left. Oh, you're like an hour away. Maybe I'll expand my radius, because I was looking at Airbnb, and there's nothing within half an hour, 40 minutes from the festival. But my house is only 2 hours away. So we were really only looking for something that was like crazy close. Otherwise, we'll just drive from my house. And again, still at 3 full hauls in this box. Yeah, unfortunately. But again, I highly recommend, if you've never been to Mothman Festival and you like cryptids and you like that, if you're into that sort of thing in general, aside from Metazoo, Mothman Festival is fun. You should definitely go. It's a really cheap trip if you live somewhat in the Midwest. You don't have to spend a lot of money. It's fun. It's cool. I highly recommend it. It's a really good weekend. The trip from, are you talking about South Dakota? Is that what SD is? Too much unless I stayed with my fiance's family in Ohio and drove. I don't understand these fluctuations in viewership. We just from like 55 to 11 in like 2 minutes. Now the reverse. Still no message from Mike. Now we're back up to 35. The fluctuations are... You stop talking shit. Did everyone leave to get super drunk? Damn, it's already 1 in the morning. How have we been going? 160 minutes. I think I'm gonna stay up late with you guys if you guys stick around, because I've still got, I've got endless boxes of Nightfall, and we haven't even touched them all yet. I've never tried streaming on Twitch. No. Have any native? Nice, Iowa Dragon. Have you ever tried twitching on stream? Just did. Ooh, what do we have here? Nice. Prismora. Very nice. I actually just graded, I've got a PSA submission coming back that'll be here on Monday. And there's a PSA 10 Prism Aura in there. But there's also a PSA Magma Fusion Aura from Native, who somebody just mentioned Native. I think the population on PSA 10 Fusion Auras from Native is very, very low because they were a very playable card. So I think that'll be an exciting one to list on eBay. Prism Aura is the only aura that I've graded, I believe, except for Magma Fusion, and that got a 10. Another reverse. Medford Schmoes. Another Medford Schmoes. We're down to 20 viewers right now. Let's see if it jumps up while I take a piss break. I have a feeling when I come back, it'll be higher than 20. Ah, it's lower than 20. What the hell? 13? I thought it would have doubled. Spent way too much money on those native dual ores. Should have held off a few months. Yeah, those native ores were selling for like 100 plus each for a long time. YouTube keeps kicking me out. No, it's glitching like crazy. Yeah, it is. It is being weird. All right, let me leave again. Have another White Claw. It's at 15 right now when I'm leaving. Let's see what it is when I come back in 30 seconds. Oh man. And now we're at 25. Yeah, it's weird. I'm looking at my computer. It says 68, and I'm looking at my phone, which is live, and it says 25. Let's get a little high on some Delta 9. Cryptid Keeper says, anyone pick up a lolcal and a gray one earlier and wondering if the cards are random? I wish I could tell you. I forget now. I think they're the same cards. Because I got one right here. But I've got a gold one. Fuck, where is the gold one? Oh yeah, here it is. The gold one is fucking sick. I mean, this is so fucking... This is my favorite thing that lolcal ever produced. This is Delta 9 THC. Even though actual weed is legal in Ohio now, I like the Delta stuff better. A bit more mild. But look how sick this is, dude. This is beautiful packaging. This is so sick. I think it's the same cards, though, to answer your question, Cryptid. But yeah, lolcal does a hell of a with their packaging. And wait till you guys see, when we do this Nick Strength and Power mini set with lolcal, the packaging is going to be fucking cool. Because I want to keep in line with their theme of like really cool, unique packaging. The packaging that I'm thinking of for our little set is going to be sick. I'm probably going to get way too high in this live stream because the one that I usually drink is only 5 milligrams. I've never tried the 20. But 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar. And these things, like I said, I only drink the 5s, and I had some of these 20s sitting around. Bro, they taste just like a White Claw. But I'll sit and drink. I used to have, I would buy them by the case of like a 36 case of the 5s, and I would drink 3 or 4 5s in a night, and that would get me nice and toasted. But the 20s, I feel like these are going to be way too strong. And there's 4 servings container. But those are really how I quit drinking, or how I really cut back on drinking alcohol. Is I only drink alcohol like once every 2 weeks. So I just drink those instead. Oh, dude, wait. I think any of you guys can order this online right now. drinkdelta.com. In these for months now. No carbs, no calories, no sugar, no hangover. Buy the 5 milligram one. It's like microdosing weed. And they're relatively expensive. I think they're like $3 to $5 a can. But I'm telling you, they're high as fuck. And they're amazing. Cause I stopped smoking weed because it gave me like chest pain, bad chest pain. And everything that I read was it was just because you're inhaling it that it caused that's like one of the side effects. But with this, it's just a drink. So you get the buzz, you get the high, no chest pain, no coughing, none of that. This stuff is amazing. Oh, they're strong. They're really strong. That's why I recommend getting the 5. Derek, I buy them for the sleep. It makes you relaxed, and it really helps me fall asleep. That's why I buy them. I only drink them after midnight. Loved says I buy them for the sex. I highly recommend if you're trying to cut back on alcohol, buy some of these, and I promise you, you won't regret it. I only drink I only drink alcohol every 2 weeks now because I've been drinking these. Well, that's the thing. I don't have a tolerance for edibles. I'm not really big on it like I used to be. Nice. Another awful. I'll never get tired of these. Actually, talking about it, I need to order some more. Nick, you need a better camera or Wi-Fi. You're getting like 15 frames. It's doing the same thing again. People have been saying that throughout this whole stream. I don't know how to fix it. I'll have to do some troubleshooting after the stream. I do think I need to get better Wi-Fi. I picked like the best. I've got like hardwired Fioptics. It's supposed to be the best you can get, but it's been pretty slow lately. drinkdelta.com. And because it's a Delta variant, it should be legal in every state. I'm telling you guys, if you're not like, maybe even are, but if you're not like a daily weed smoker, this stuff is strong. And I'm not a daily weed smoker. This stuff fucks me up. And I'm 230 pounds, pretty big dude. One can will fuck me up. And I think that's why it's so expensive. Even the lights, when I first, because I haven't smoked weed in maybe 3 years. When I first bought the light version, which is only 5 milligrams, one can would have me just blasted for like 6 hours. And it's only 5 milligrams of THC. Tuffy, you weigh 230? Damn. You're probably taller than me though. I'm only 5'9". I'm a thick I'm a thick 5'9". But when I was in high school, I smoked weed like every day. Let's do 24 of the mango flavor. And let's do 24 of that juicy watermelon. I don't even know why I'm buying this shit. Because there's dispensaries now in Ohio where you can just buy it straight up. Email address. Blah, blah. 38 people watching me buy weed water. Get that weed water sponsorship. Come on. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is definitely low. That checkout just took too long. All right. Internet speed test? All right. See if I can turn you guys over to it. All right. You guys will have to let me know. Is this good or bad? That looks pretty good. Download is 9:15. Upload is 6:53. So why is the shit? I'm paying for like really expensive Wi-Fi. I don't know why the stream is so laggy. Let's try a different service. Like $300 a month for my internet. So we just Google. Let's see what Google says. No, I've got Optics, Cincinnati Bell. This is about to say the same shit. So this is right. I mean, that's even better than the last one. Oh, did the stream freeze? Doing the speed test? I literally don't know what the deal is. You might need to get your wiring checked. Meg says you're just high. Dude, I feel you 100%, dude. Shimshack Collectibles says, might sound weird, but the cardboard I'm addicted to is the smell of vintage cards. I know exactly what you mean, bro. Yeah, loved. I did that. I did the Control Alt Delete and went to looked at everything that was using. Yeah, there was nothing running like in the background or anything. I don't have neighbors close enough to me to steal my internet. That's what I don't understand. Although maybe it's different because this computer is hardwired. This is Ethernet cabled into the internet, and my phone is not. This is just Wi-Fi, but this computer is wired into the internet. God damn. Racy says my numbers are 124 and 23 by comparison. What? Ooh, nice. A snipe. Maybe it is the phone. Yeah, my modem is in the room. It's like literally right with me. Yes, I'm using my phone. It's definitely your phone. I'll have to experiment in the future. I've always used this is like my so whenever I upgrade my phone, I keep the last one to use for streams and stuff. So I've got my phone that I use like on a daily basis, the new one, and then I keep the old one for streams. But I'll have to experiment with hardwiring like a webcam in the computer, connecting it directly to the Ethernet and trying to stream that way. But I like the phone better because on the phone I can see the frame, but on the phone I can see the live chat and stuff. I've got webcams and I've got actual cameras, but when I'm streaming on my phone, the live pops up on the phone right in front of me. So that's why I like streaming from a phone. I'll figure it out for the next one. It's time to abandon the phone. Especially if my shit is that high, and by comparison, someone Racy said 124 was theirs, then I have to hardwire it. I'll do a webcam. I'll figure it out. If I do a webcam hardwired to the computer, and the computer is straight plugged into the Ethernet, maybe that'll be the best bet. Because this computer has the best internet of any device in the house because it's hardwired in. But iPhones are so good. Like they have autofocus. You can see the viewership, the comments, and like if I move further away and move in, it'll focus. Like optically, they're better than webcams. And the microphone on an iPhone is better than a webcam. When I started my main channel, this is kind of a fun fact. When I started my main channel, I used to record all my videos on the iPhone like voice memo app and then email them to myself and use that audio for the videos because it was better than any microphone that I bought at the time. Now my microphone is better, but when I started my channel, I recorded everything on the iPhone because the iPhone microphone was so good. Another reverse. I use the old Joe Rogan. A Shure SM7B. It's got a big old cum stain right there. I'm just kidding. I use the Shure SM7B for my main channel now, and it's way better than the phone. But at the time, I had when I started my main channel, I think I had the Yeti. I believe it was the Yeti, and my iPhone sounded better than that. Pure pain and gains. Hey, everyone, and Nick. What's up, dude? No, it's not cum. I don't know what that was. All right, let's do a nightfall box. And I'm getting to that point of the night where I broke the seal, so I'm gonna have to pee like every 30 minutes. Yeah, it was the Blue Yeti. I didn't like it. I didn't like audio of the Yeti. I like just talking straight into the iPhone mic, and then I edit that audio on Audacity, and it sounded really fucking good. But I think the Shure SM7B is like the standard now. This is a really good mic. And then I've got it in a Focusrite audio interface here. And I've also got it in a Cloud Lifter. Yeah, dude, tell him to send me a message. Lawcow says, "Hey, Nick, I know someone looking to sell a Metazoo trophy that has part of uncut sheet in it. Are you interested? It was from the first construct." Yeah, absolutely. Tell him to shoot me. By the way, with the new holographic Lawcow promo, there will be uncut sheets. I'm gonna give away one, and I'm gonna auction off one for charity. So I think that'll be a cool thing too. I have to pick like an animal shelter or something near me and just donate it to them. I know there's like a Cincinnati branch of the SCPA. I think yeah, they definitely do have some boogie cards in LawCal. But the LawCal podcast is separate from LawCal TCG, just to be clear. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta pee again. Yeah, take a shot every time I go pee. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna plug this thing back in. He's just well hydrated. I mean, these streams are like the only opportunity that I get to really just drink myself. So it makes me have to pee. I do have a weak bladder. But even with the trophy card, I'd still say for most Metazoo stuff, I'm waiting to buy anything until we find out what's going on with the sale. Because, like, there's boxes of promo cards and all this stuff that's just sitting there in the warehouse. I don't know what they are. I mean, they could have trophy cards and like really rare promos or whatever just sitting by the hundreds for all we know. So I feel like the best bet is to just wait and see what happens. I'm sitting on plenty of sealed Metazoo product that I can open on stream and all that kind of thing. I've got a ton of Metazoo slabs, as you can see in the background. And there's a bunch more in my safe, but for the most part, I'm just waiting to see what happens. I do have a feeling that whenever Metazoo is completed in this process of bankruptcy and being sold, that whoever buys it is going to start selling all that product that's sitting in the warehouse immediately, whether it's cheap or not. I feel like they will sell it cheap enough to try to liquidate some of it, and I feel like that the secondary market's going to take quite a big hit when Metazoo does sell. I mean, you guys saw even. I guess I could say this, even massive quantity that you guys saw sitting at the printer from what the printer sent me of their inventory. There's way more shit sitting at the warehouse that's coming with the Metazoo sale. There's way more. And I have a feeling that's going to hit the market hard. Oh, yeah. The dumpster was a drop in the bucket. Shim Shack Collectibles says, I've been holding off purchasing the serialized Green Man off eBay. What was the price? Depends how good that price was. God, 2,300? Was it graded? That seems high. All right. I just want to know if there's CN1 and native at the warehouse. I didn't see any native. I wouldn't say that. Or at least not much. I really think the main thing with the whole NDA and stuff was they just didn't want us to be sharing the spreadsheet. Like, they didn't want that inventory list being people that weren't interested in making an offer. I think that was their main concern. So I think really, as long as you're not saying exact quantities of what you have and you're not sharing that spreadsheet, you're probably good. I mean, how enforceable is it really anyway? There. $2,300 for a PSA 9 Grin. Seems pretty steep. Wasn't there recently a PSA 10 blue ink that sold for like $5? Either way, you're definitely making me want to open more Wilderness and try to pull that Green Man. 2,300 for a PSA 9. How many boxes of Wilderness could you buy for 2,300 bucks? 100, I guess. What would you pay for a ticket? $100. I mean, they're basically worthless now. I would only want a ticket if I pulled it myself. You can't redeem it for anything. It means nothing. It means nothing now. It'd be very cool to pull, and that's about it. I don't know who would buy one because there's no point. Nick, did you ever think when you started YouTube you'd have a channel as big as your main? No. My goal with my main channel was always just 100,000 subscribers. That's the biggest I ever thought I would get. So I am thrilled and happy and just exponentially pleased with how far it's gone. My life dream when I started my YouTube channel, my main one, was 100,000. My life was to get that silver play button. And then it just kept going and kept going. I had like one really insane year. I think it was 2017 or 2018. It was 2017. Like I was stuck. So I've had my main channel since 2012. I've had it for 12 years. And for a long time, maybe like 5 or 6 years, I was at like 10 to 15,000 subscribers. And back in 2012, 10,000 subscribers was a lot. I mean, back then, that was a pretty big channel in 2012. And I kind of stayed between 10 and 15 for a while. And then year, I think it was 2017, where I went from like 15 to 300,000. Like the growth, whatever year that was insane. I was going up like 5,000 subscribers. It was a crazy month or a crazy year. No, even more than that. It was like 10,000 subscribers. It was like there was like one crazy year where I was like starting the year with 15,000 subscribers, making no money. And within that year, it went from 15,000 to 100,000 plus. Got the play button, started making like real money, and it was all within like a 1 year span. Play buttons are back there. Oh, you can't see the silver. Let's see. Still can't see it. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, you can see it. Sorry for the odd up close face. Every single year, the Arnold Classic is always the very first weekend of March. Whatever dates those on, it's always the first weekend of March. First weekend of March every single year. I honestly, dude, I feel bad for Boogie. There's literally there's really no amount of money that I would sell this play button for. I feel like there's so much work that goes into it, and no matter, I mean, Boogie probably hit a million like 10 years ago. He's like an OG, but it really is sentimental. A lot of work went into this. I wouldn't sell mine for any amount of money. Even the 100,000. The 100,000 was like my life goal. That was like my life, like my life's work would be getting the silver one. I literally would have been satisfied if I spent 20 years trying to get the silver play button and hitting 1,000 and I got that. It'll probably take me 20 years to get on this channel. I would love to have a Nick Strength and Pokemon play button, but this channel grows very slowly talking about Metazoo. And honest for me, like it really is nice when you get that first play button. Like when you're trying, like when I got my first play button, the silver one, when I was trying to convince my parents that this was like an actual thing that I can do instead of a real job that makes money and people watching it, and it's like a real thing. When I got that first silver play button and it had like the letter from YouTube and it had the play button and all this stuff in the package, and I showed it to my parents, and that's when they realized like, oh, this is like a legit thing that he's doing. Because when you get the play button, you get like a letter from the CEO and they talk about like how meaningful it is to have that many people watching and all that. And that was like the first thing that I showed my parents where it was like, oh, this is a job. It's like a real thing. It makes it a little bit more like legitimate. I kind of feel bad for Boogie, honestly. I've been watching some more episodes of that of Law Cal Live, and they treat him like the way they talk to him and treat him is like so dehumanizing and humiliating. I kind of feel bad for him, even though he's a liar, he's a piece of shit, whatever. They're gonna make that guy kill himself. I mean, Keemstar and that other dude, like they're Mudahar or whatever his name is, tough on him, man. He's gonna. I feel like this is gonna end badly. He has a humiliation fetish. He enjoys it. Maybe. Maybe I see it from a different perspective because I feel like I can see it from when Boogie was up, he was probably making crazy money off of YouTube. And now he's in this weird situation where he has to stay on the internet to make money, but like he has to be made fun of. He has to be like the whipping boy. It's kind of sad. Like I feel sad for him. I couldn't imagine. Like obviously, when you're making that kind of money making YouTube videos, because in his prime, his views were insane, crazy money. So if you go from crazy money like that, just being funny on the internet, to confronting having to get a real job and saying, actually, I'll just stay on the internet and just get made fun of and be a piece of shit and have to make money that way instead of getting a real job. I kind of feel bad for him, like from that perspective. Because I'm sure he was making, at Boogie's peak, I bet he was making 100 grand a month. Now he's like talking about like he's lucky to get 2 grand a month. It's kind of sad. You guys have to remind me, what was the character that Boogie used to play? I forget like his fake. What was his fake version? Francis, yes, Francis. Francis Boogie. The views that Francis was getting, based on what I've seen with my views, I think Francis Boogie was 100 grand a month for maybe a couple years. And I think he lost a bunch of money in his divorce, and he had some medical issues like some real medical issues, because he is like he is morbidly obese. I think he did have some medical bills that took away from it. His divorce probably did. I don't know how he still has a mortgage though. He's always complaining about his mortgage, but they said his house is like a $300,000 house. He bought it for like less than 300 grand. I don't know how he didn't pay that thing off. Well, you got to understand still. I mean, even if he's making 4 grand a podcast, how often do they do that? Once a week or once a month? Is it once a week or once a month? 4,000 would be pretty good if it's once a week. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't feel that bad for him now. 16,000 a month for one podcast a week is pretty good, but still, relative to Francis, 100,000 a month, over $1 million. I guarantee he was making over $1 million a year at his peak. He must just be really bad with money, because the very first thing I would do if I was making over $1 million a year is I would just flat pay off my mortgage, so I didn't have a mortgage anymore, especially on a $200,000-$300,000 house. He lost it all in crypto. I could see that. I lost a lot of money in crypto too. It wasn't the moment for a lot of influencers. I probably lost north of, it wasn't that bad over the past 4 years, but probably more than $50,000 in 4 years. So if you guys haven't been with the channel for a very long time, in the early days of the channel, I was very into Dogecoin. I got into Dogecoin very early, like at like a penny. We were buying Dogecoin, and maybe it was like 2020 or 2021, like in that span of time. And I put like $1,000 in a Dogecoin, and it was like a penny or whatever it was. And in like a couple days in this period where it went from like a penny to 5 or 6 pennies. So I made like $20,000 in like a couple of days. And I was like this is amazing. And I was like all in. All these YouTube channels, all the influencers, they sold me. Cryptocurrency is the future. I was all in. So I saw like week span where I made like $20,000 or whatever, $1,000. I was like, fuck, this is crazy. And that like within that span of time, I ended up taking $100,000 out of my bank account and putting it into Dogecoin, thinking, "Oh, this is gonna keep going," and it did for a while. And I hung on too long, and I kept putting money in, and it kept going up, and I was like, "Oh, this is never gonna stop." And then it went down, and I think all said and done, I made some money, I lost some money. Everything that I put in, I think I ended up being down like 50 grand over the 5 years. But I had some good months. I had some months where I made 50 grand and back in. I was so dumb and so terrible at crypto. I'll never touch it again. But man, that month or that week where Dogecoin went from like a fraction of a penny to like 25 cents and then to like 70 cents, that was a wild fucking time. I just didn't know when to get out. It's like it seemed like it was just a to the moon that was never going to stop, and I just never knew when to get out. But there was like a week or a month where I was up like 25 grand off $1,000. And I thought this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to be a millionaire. And I was like 100 grand wire transfer to my Robinhood wallet. I was like, this is gonna make me rich. I was a fucking idiot. I was like, well, if $1,000 did so good, what if I put $100,000 in this little meme coin? Non-hollow Mothman. We're on kind of a cold streak. Crypto was such like a weird time in history. Like that year, I think it was 2021, when I remember going out for my birthday dinner with my girlfriend at the time, and I tipped the waiter. He was like, crypto was like, it was like a phenomenon. Every dude that was like a millennial was into it. And I tipped the waiter on my birthday dinner that year via Robinhood because it was like the night Elon Musk went on SNL and Dogecoin went like to the moon. And I tipped the guy with Robinhood. I like transferred him some Dogecoin. Like everybody was in on it in like 2021. River of Time, nice. You had Bitcoin in 2013. What happened to it, bro? But the good part of COVID and the good met so many of you guys like Laura on Pokey Kobe streams. That was like what got me through the lockdown. You couldn't even leave the house without like a special card that said you were a necessary employee or whatever. So I was just at home watching Pokemon streams and buying packs from Pokekobe. Pokekobe. Those are the good old days. But the positive for me in those days, and the positive for all those Pokemon streamers, that's why those streams were so successful back then, and a lot of them don't exist now, is like for me, being a full-time YouTuber when COVID hit, everybody was at home watching YouTube videos. So like my views were never higher, my revenue was never higher. So COVID, I was crushing it, but I was just bored. I had to work the entire COVID time. All my friends hanging at home collecting checks while I was at work. I will say I never did get the, I didn't qualify for the stimulus check. But it was like me working at home doing a YouTube channel when everybody that has a non-essential job is at home for like 6 months doing nothing but watching YouTube and Netflix. It was like the craziest. I was making over 100 grand a month COVID. And that was like the most money I ever made. I don't know, do they still flag the word COVID? I feel like no one cares anymore. But for the record, I'm not making 100 grand a month now. But during COVID, I was definitely making over 100 grand a month because think about it. There was like a 6-month window where most people couldn't go to work, they couldn't go to school, they couldn't do shit. But all they could do was stay at home and watch Netflix and YouTube. So like the views were never higher. Like it was like the craziest time to be a YouTuber or to be like that was probably my era of YouTube. Everybody was home for like 6 months. You couldn't work, couldn't go to school, couldn't do anything. And it was like it was madness. And that was when I hit 1 million subscribers. It was like right when I was coming, was like 2021-ish. That's when I hit 1 million, was because I think it was because of COVID. The Raccoon King. I wrote a PSA 10 of this card. I might grade this one. I've sent like 3, and none of them have gotten a 10, but I really like this card. If I can get it in this case. I want the Metazoo playing cards. Well, if you send me your address, I'll send you one of the. Are you talking about like the deck of poker cards? I'll send you one. I got a bunch of them. I'll send you one with the promo card. It's definitely left its impact on people. That's for sure. I'll send you one, Laura. I got a bunch of them. Do you think if you started your main channel today, you'd hit 1 million? If not, what would you do differently? I don't think I would hit 1 million if I started today. I think there's so many different factors that go into like who the big YouTubers are today, but I think timing is a big one. I think luck is a big one, and I think just a lack of was a big one. Like back in 2012 when I started, it wasn't like it was today. Everybody's got a YouTube channel today. I mean, all you guys commenting, you've got a profile on YouTube. You might have some videos uploaded. Like now, everybody has a channel. I think I definitely started early, and I definitely filled a gap where there wasn't Grim Reaper. When I started, there was not bodybuilding content. There was like maybe one or two other channels that even talked about bodybuilding on YouTube, and now there's thousands. But when I started, there was none. There was like one, maybe two. So I think it was luck, it was timing, and I think nowadays everybody wants to be a YouTuber. And everybody has a YouTube channel. I bet 90% of you guys that are commenting from a YouTube account right now have videos uploaded under your username. The market is definitely very, very saturated right now. But when I joined in 2012, which is crazy to think that it was 12 years ago, there was no market. Oh, nice. Full haul. And one of the things that I like to bring up is when I started YouTube in 2012, there were only 2 pro bodybuilders that even had an Instagram account. It was Jay Cutler and Arnold Schwarzenegger when I started YouTube in 2012. You know, every pro bodybuilder, every amateur bodybuilder has an Instagram. But back then, like there was no social media presence for bodybuilding. And now bodybuilding, it like think about how many fitness influencers, fitness YouTube channels and all that stuff. Back then, it just didn't exist. There was none. I appreciate that, Edie Chap. You'll have to let me know when you get your card. I don't know how long it's going to take to get over there, but I shipped it. That was all there was, Pee-wees. When I was in college in 2012, and I used to watch Ray William Johnson every single day, and I used to watch like music videos that were uploaded to YouTube, because back then you didn't have Apple Music subscription. You still had to buy songs, or use LimeWire or FrostWire or BearShare to get legal music. So I would use YouTube to watch like Ray William Johnson. I watched Jen. What's her name? I can't remember her name now. What's the first YouTube girl that was really popular? Come on, chat. Yes, Jenna Marbles. There you go. Ray William Johnson, Epic Mealtime, Jenna Marbles. Charlie the Unicorn. Unforgivable. What was the other channel I used to watch? Does anybody remember Hot Damn I Rock? So in the early days of YouTube, I watched Ray William Johnson, Jenna Marbles, Epic Mealtime, and Hot Damn I Rock. And then the videos that were like Charlie the Unicorn, whatever else. I never really watched Smosh. Obsidian obelisk and a Mothman. Oh yeah, College Humor. Jake and Amir. I used to watch Jake and Amir all the time when I was in college. I wonder what happened to those guys. Did anybody else watch Jake and Amir on YouTube? Wait, where? Oh, that's a reverse. Okay. Whitest Kids You Know. I never watched that one. Oh yeah, I used to watch. Oh, nice, another Mothman. I definitely used to watch the Hot Twins too. They're still pretty big. They have a conservative YouTube channel. L.A. Beast, yeah, I watch him. He's a big. He used to do competitive eating, but he's like a big collectibles guy. I like his collectibles videos. I remember. Fuck, who's the Tourette's guy? The Tourette's guy that wore like a Tony the Tiger shirt. What was the name of that channel? Like a Frosted Flakes t-shirt. Jack Frost. No, not Tiger Fitness. I know who that is. Abduction, Full Hall. I missed those webisodes of Super Mario. All right, honestly, I think we'll end it here. I'm getting pretty drunk. It's 2 a.m., almost 2:30 a.m. See you guys on the next one. Signing out.